Happy March Madness, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Kota Cappers March Madness show here, presented, of course, by the Kota Sports Gambling Network. Before we get into each region, BETKOTA Sportsbook is a South Dakota-owned and operated sportsbook located at the Midnight Star Casino in Deadwood, South Dakota, serving customers all around the state. They're offering a ton of college basketball lines for the March Madness season, including tournament champion odds and much, much, much more. Don't forget to sign up for their bracket challenge. Search BETKOTA, BETKOTA on ESPN. Top 3 finishers will receive a gift certificate, and the first place winner takes home a custom NFL or MLB jersey of their choice. You can also join the Kota Cappers Bracket Challenge. First place gets a free $200 bet at the BETKOTA Sportsbook. Just search up Kota Cappers on the ESPN Bracket Challenge. Sign up now and receive a free t-shirt as well. If you're the first 25 to sign up for the Kota Cappers Bracket Challenge, you will receive a free t-shirt. Again, follow BETKOTA at BETKOTA on Twitter, along with Kota Cappers on Twitter. Play responsible. Must be 21 years of older to wager. Gambling problems or concerns? Call 1-800-522-4700.
All right, so let's move on now to the Midwest Conference. We start off with number 1 Kansas taking on Texas Southern. Obviously, we have this as Texas Southern and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Texas Southern does pull off the win in the playing game. That game will be played Thursday night, March 17th at 8:57 on True TV. Kansas this year finished the regular season 28-6, 14-4 in the Big 12. They became co-champions of the Big 12 during the regular season and went on to win the Big 12 conference tournament. Texas Southern, on the other hand, finished the regular season 18-12. They were 13-5 in the conference. They were the 2 seed. They took down top seed Alcorn State to win the Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament to get the automatic bid. Obviously, no line right now. We're still waiting that as that playing game just finished while we're recording. So, Pace, start us off. What do you got?
Yeah, we just saw Texas Southern get the win, obviously, here on whatever day it is, Tuesday, I believe it is. Kansas coming in this tournament quite hot, playing well. Obviously, they got bounced, the last 2 times in the second round, did they? And then obviously they did pretty well in 2018. So it wasn't the second round, DJ, or no?
You think they got bounced in the second round 2 years in a row? They lost?
Did they not or no?
They did it last year for sure.
They did or didn't?
They did. They got crushed by USC in the second round last year.
That's right.
But anyways, regardless, Texas Southern struggled with a Corpus Christi Corpus Christi. How about that? That is low key like sucks. They're real bad too. So again, Kansas, I don't know what this line is going to be. I honestly think, and this isn't even a hot take, I think this is just factual, that they have the easiest route of all the 1 seeds. I honestly think that. So again, it's not a hot take. It is what it is. Because if they win here, they play SDSU or Creighton. I mean, that's a dub. Again, I don't know what this line is going to be, but Kansas should win this game easily. So I'm going to take Kansas.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll go next. So I had a lot of respect for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I guess you should say a lot of respect for them in a 16 seed, but I thought they were going to at least win the playing game. Texas Southern beat them. Respect to that. Nonetheless, I think Kansas is going to roll regardless of what the line is going to be. Ochai Agbaji, probably the closest player, in my opinion, to beat out Sheboy for player of the year, I think, is Agbaji. So I really, really like Kansas. I really like him. So I'm taking Kansas against the spread, whatever that might be. DJ, what do you got?
Kansas, to my knowledge, TCB, taking care of business. First round, I just think they get it done. They just cook them. They know they've been here. They're seasoned. Bill Self knows what to do. And I think they cover the first, in the first half, and then the starters get rested in the second. And it's just easy. It's just easy. Congratulations, Texas Southern, for winning their first game. That's awesome. But you're going up against a completely different monster, and you just struggled with Texas A&M Corpus Christi. It's going to get ugly real quick.
All right. VFC, what do you got for this game?
I'm kind of hoping this spread is big. I do like Texas Southern. I think they're a very good basketball team. Again, they have that that win over Florida. They've played a lot of really tough teams, like we're talking about earlier. And I do think Kansas is a pretty shaky 1 seed. I don't love them. They go back to Texas for this game, so I feel like Texas Southern might have some fans in the building. I'm a big fan of them here as against the spread, obviously. So I'm hoping it's a big spread. And I'm gonna take Texas Southern to cover in this one.
Sounds good. Shout out to Pace's dog for making an appearance too. What's your dog's name?
Kansas.
Pace?
He loves Kansas.
Okay. What's the dog's name?
Louis.
All right, Louis on Kansas as well. And Dan, wrap it up.
How big of a spread are you hoping for?
I would say like mid 20s, low 20s. That's what I would like to see.
Looking at the metrics, I think the most likely number is going to be 20.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to jump on the under here because I think Kansas is probably going to pull away early, get their own backup sometime. I think Bill Self, for some reason, seems to forget that he has David McCormack, which just blows my mind because Kansas is a better team when he's on the floor. But Texas Southern, I watched that game while we were filming, and their best offense is to take a shot, miss, and try to get the offensive rebound, and that's not going to work against Kansas. So I think Texas Southern is not going to do its share of the scoring, and I think the number is probably going to be around 142, and I think it's going to come in under that.
Okay. Sounds good. So let's move on now to the 8-9 matchup between San Diego State and Creighton. That game will be played Thursday, March 17th, right before this game at 6:27 on True TV. San Diego State finished the regular season 23-8, 13-4 in the Mountain West, where they were the 3 seed. They took runner-up in the Mountain West Conference tournament after losing to the top seed Boise State. On the flip side, the Blue Jays of Creighton finished the regular season 22-11, 12-7 in conference, where they were a 4 seed. They got a quality win against Providence in the conference semifinals, as well as Villanova and UConn in the regular season. Line right now, San Diego State -2 and an over-under of 120. VFC, what do you got for this game?
I love San Diego State here. I think their defense is so good. I think it's top 3 in the country, honestly. I'm fading the Big East. I don't love Creighton here. They got crushed by Nova most recently. I like San Diego State. I think they roll, and I kind of want to take this under as low as it is. I just feel like this is one of those that is going to go really, really low, and I'm probably going to take the under as well.
All right, sounds good. DJ, what do you got for this game?
Me and VFC just cannot agree on anything. It's just how it is. I'm down on the Big East. I've said that, but I'm more down in the Mountain West. I think the Big East is better than the Mountain West. It's just a fact. On top of that, in the last month, San Diego State's played 3 teams in the top 50, whereas Creighton has played 7. I don't know. I just think Creighton's a better team, and now you're getting plus points. 9 seeds can easily, 9-8, not really an upset, I guess. But I don't know. I just give me the team that has the better resume. I know San Diego State plays good defense, but I don't know. Give me Creighton.
All right, sounds good. I looked at this over under myself, 120, and man, is it tempting to take that over. It really, really is. But I'm just not going to do it. It's so tempting though. But I'm with DJ. Creighton very handily beat Providence in the Big East semifinals. I think they've been rolling as of late. I'm going to take Creighton plus the points as well. Dan, what do you got?
I'm going to take the under here. I think that this is just a game where San Diego State just squeezes the life out of Creighton. I mean, I've seen how ugly it can get with Creighton when they had that game against Xavier, if memory serves me correctly. They had a 17-point lead at home. I had Creighton plus 20, and they managed to lose that by 27. So, yeah, I think that this is one where San Diego State's defense comes up big, and I think Creighton gets held under their team total. So I think Creighton's number is like 59.5. So yeah, I'm going to take the Blue Jays to go under that.
All right. Sounds good. Pace, wrap it up.
Defense. If you look at San Diego State, they held Boise State to 53 points, ended up losing that, but that goes under 118. They held Colorado State, who also made the tournament, to 58 points. They held Fresno to 64. I don't know. I think the under here. A little scary, 120 in a March Madness game, but two of the best defensive teams in the nation. I'll take the under.
All righty. Sounds good. So let's go to a game that I know DJ and I will be watching. We got the 5 seed Iowa Hawkeyes taking on the 12 seed Richmond Spiders. That game Thursday, March 17th at 2:10 on True TV. Iowa Hawkeyes finished the regular season 27-9, 12-8 in the conference as a 5 seed. They won the Big Ten Conference Tournament, giving them the automatic bid. They also have quality wins over Purdue, Ohio State, and Michigan. On the flip side, Richmond finished the season 23-12. They were 10-8 in the conference, where they were a 6 seed. They ended up beating the 3 seed VCU, the 2 seed Dayton, and the number 1 seed Davidson, also in the tournament, to win the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament to get the automatic bid. Line right now, Iowa minus 10.5 and an over-under of 151. So obviously, you know me well, I don't bet on spreads for teams that I'm fans of, so I don't bet on Iowa or Oklahoma, but I do bet over-unders, and Iowa is an over machine. I don't care what the spread is. They don't play defense. DJ and I can allude to that several times, how bad they are on defense, but somehow, even with terrible sets running offense, they still score a lot of points. So I like the over 151 in this game. DJ, what do you got?
Iowa, corn-fed, beef-fed, more importantly. 10.5 is a lot of points. So this Richmond team is solid. This is going to be the over of the first round. This over is so easy. And you're like, 151, that's high. Dude, Iowa might drop 100. Like, they are so hot right now. They are hitting like every dude's confident. And I think that's why Iowa's as hot as they are, is every dude is shooting with confidence, like nuts to the floor confidence. And they are hitting their shots. Keegan Murray is insane. He's going to be a top 10 NBA pick. I don't know if Iowa can cover 10.5. Honestly, Iowa's going to get down at some point in this game. And as soon as Iowa gets down, I am live betting the F out of them, because they will come back. They will go on a run. They will get hot, but the over's the move here. So ride with the over. And this Hawks team, if they can get going, are going to be dangerous in this tournament.
I got to do it, DJ. It was always the over.
It was always the over. Always the over.
I had to do it. VFC, what do you got?
I think Richmond's a very solid basketball team, even though I don't think they would be in this tournament without that win over Davidson. I still think they're a solid basketball team, and they are hot. But unfortunately, they're playing the hottest team in the nation right now. I don't think 10.5 is that many points in this game for a team that scores as much as Iowa does. I really like it if they keep playing how they have been, and I can't fade them until they show me anything different. So I'm going to ride with Iowa.
They very easily could, because the Iowa does do that. Pace, what do you got?
I got Richmond money line, baby. Richmond money line. I'm taking this. DJ Kyle hate it. They got 4 super seniors, I think, on this Richmond squad. And granted, they don't have a terrible defense. I think all conference tournament, they held teams to, right around that 60-ish range. Granted, none of those teams were Iowa, right? Iowa offensively is rolling right now. But hey, 12-5 matchup. One of these teams is going to lose, and it's going to be Iowa for me. So I'm taking Richmond points and the money line.
I spite you some days.
Fuck you.
Dan, wrap it up.
My mom's a Spider. I grew up watching Richmond basketball. But how's Richmond going to score enough to stay with Iowa? Like, the Spiders can't hit the 3. And Iowa is going to create so many possessions that you've got to be able to shoot in order to stick with them. So I don't think the over is a lock, because I don't think Richmond is going to do enough of the scoring. So I'm going to go with the Hawkeyes. I might tease this down a point just to be safe, but I think Iowa's going to cover here. So sorry, Mom, it's been a great run for Richmond to get here, but I just don't see it working. I'm hoping I'm wrong, though.
It's wild to me. It's wild to me, though, that Jordan Bohannon is the same age as me and still playing college basketball.
Yeah, that's not fair. That shouldn't be allowed. Even if it's allowed, that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, so let's move on now to the 4-13 matchup. We got the Providence Friars taking on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. That game being played Thursday, March 17th at 11:40 on True TV. Providence finished the regular season 23-5. They were 14-3 in the Big East, winning the Big East regular season, but receiving an at-large bid due to losing to Creighton in the Big East tournament semifinals. As for South Dakota State, they finished the regular season 30-4. They are 18-0 in the conference, the first Summit League team ever to accomplish this, and only the second team and only one of two teams in the entire NCAA to be undefeated in conference play. They won the Summit League regular season and tournament. Line right now, Providence -2 and an over-under of 149.5. Pace, I got a feeling I know where you're going with this, so just get it off.
Honestly, South Dakota State might be like the best tournament team, not ever, but like top 5. Like they're dominant from beyond the arc. This isn't, again, Mike Dom's South Dakota State team, but these guys got with Shireman and Douglas Wilson, former JUCO player of the year, I believe. And then you can throw Apple in there too. Like this team has some shooters. They can, not the greatest defending team, but they got some guys that just piss you off. Right. So like when I was playing basketball in high school, there was always those teams that are like, okay, they're not super great, but you just hate some of their guys because like they just piss you off so much how they play. And that's kind of how South Dakota State is. So Providence, they get to the line like 20 times a game. Problem is, though, they don't shoot very well from the free throw line. So this is going to be a close game. And if it is a close game, I think the smart play here is South Dakota State, even though I hate it.
Wow.
But I think South Dakota State is the play here.
That actually surprises me that you went that route. So I did go on Gambling Feud and give the hot take that I think that South Dakota State could be an Elite Eight team. I'm not retracting it, but I'm also not favoring it either. I'm just going to leave it out there just as is. I do think they can get past Providence, though. Like Pace mentioned, Douglas Wilson, Baylor Shireman, absolutely electric 1-2 combo. They're shooting, both of them are shooting over 40% from beyond the arc. And I just think that the Jackrabbits are very, very dangerous, and I like them to upset Providence here. Dan, what do you got for this game?
Well, I'm hoping that South Dakota State, if Iowa does beat Richmond, I'm hoping that South Dakota State wins just because I want to see Iowa play South Dakota State, because that one might be first one to 130 wins because he's like South Dakota State plays no defense whatsoever. And just seeing them play Iowa, those teams would break the scoreboard. But I just can't see myself taking Providence here. I think Providence is completely fraudulent. I think everyone and their brother on this 12-13 line was hoping that they would draw Providence, and South Dakota State is the fortunate team. And I think the Jackrabbits are going to take this.
Just a side note here: if South Dakota State does play Iowa, that over/under is going to be like 170.
And it's going to crush it. Like Iowa might score 140 that game.
VFC, what do you got?
Yeah, I feel like every year we have that one, 13-4, 12-5, that just everybody is on the 12 or 13. And I think this year it's South Dakota State. And I think that that's kind of wild, but they just have a horrible defense. But I'm still going to roll with it. I feel like this team just is shooting way too lights out. They're too tournament ready. I just don't like Providence, and I just feel like South Dakota State's going to shoot the lights out, and I'm going to take the over as well. But yeah, I'm all in on the Jackrabbits.
All right, and DJ, wrap it up.
If the MVC, Missouri Valley Conference, is not the best non-Power 5 conference in the tournament, the Summit is close. Like the Summit is so good in the tournament. They are deadly. This is the same conference that brought you Oral Roberts last year, and they went on their crazy run. Dude, no one mentioned it, and I'm surprised it got all the way to me. South Dakota State is shooting 45% from 3 this season. That is fucking insane. That is so high. What? They're the leads. Oh my. An Iowa South Dakota State game would have an NBA over under. Like that is how high it would be, because that is how insane these two teams are. And I am all for it. Dude, I'm taking South Dakota State inverse line. I'm taking South Dakota State like -2.5. I want 3 points. I want them to hit a 3 to win it. South Dakota State is insanely talented offense. I don't even know the last time Providence won an NCAA tournament game. Like, it's been a little while. I know that, and I know they haven't made a run in forever. South Dakota State is built for this moment. South Dakota State will. Yeah, no, it's all South Dakota State, and that Iowa South Dakota State game will be the funnest game of the tournament. Straight facts.
I don't know when the last time Providence has won.
The last time Providence won was 2016. They beat USC by a point.
Were they an 11 seed then?
They were a 9 seed that year.
Okay.
And
I knew they were a lower seed.
Yeah, Providence has gone, let's see, 1-7 in their past 8 NCAA tournament games dating back to 2001.
Wow.
The more you know.
Great stats, Dan. You just backing me up today, and I love it.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, so let's move on now to the 6-11 matchup. We got a matchup between the number 6 LSU Tigers taking on the number 11 Iowa State Cyclones. Friday, March 18th at 6:20 on TBS. LSU finished the regular season 22-11. They were 9-9 in conference play, where they were the 5 seed. They have quality wins this year over Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. On the flip side, the Cyclones finished the regular season 20-12. They were 7-11 in the Big 12, and they were a 6 seed. They have quality wins this year over Iowa by 20. I'm just going to throw that out there for you Cyclone fans. Yeah, I know, but look who had the higher seed. And Kansas, Texas Tech. The line right now is set at LSU -4 and an over-under of 127. Dan, what do you got for this game?
I mean, I don't really want to touch either team on the spread because Iowa State is nowhere near what it showed in the first half of the season, and LSU just fired their coach, and I don't think that Kevin Nickelberry is a Steve Fisher type situation here. So instead, what I'm going to look at, Iowa State team total under. I mean, we've seen just how disgusting this Cyclones offense can be. 41 in the Big 12 tournament against Texas Tech, 36 against Oklahoma State, 41 at Texas, 44 at home against TCU. I mean, 51 in a win at home against Texas Tech. I mean, the Cyclones just put up gross numbers, and LSU can actually play pretty good defense. So I think their number is going to be around 60, and I'm going to hammer that team total under.
All right, sounds good. VFC, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm right with Dan on this one. I mean, these teams just are bad. They're so bad. LSU's without their head coach. Both of these teams play really good defense for how bad and ugly they are. This game just screams ugly to me. I guess if I have to lay aside here, I'll take the points. Points are points in a game this ugly. But I love the under. Again, this game just screams very, very ugly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. Like Dan alluded to, LSU did fire their head coach, which is wild. Now they're going into the tournament with an interim head coach. Iowa State, but like started out the year really, really solid, starting to cool off a little bit with points. I love the under here as well. So I'm taking the under of 127. Pace, what do you got?
I think Iowa State was like 6th in the nation at one time in the AP poll at some point. Like they were 12-0 non-conference play. So like this team's super streaky. Obviously LSU, like VFC, just lost their coach, but again, they shouldn't change anything up too much, right? Without their head coach, like everything should just kind of stay the same. So I'm going to stick with LSU -4. Iowa State just too streaky for me to take them.
All right, sounds good. DJ, wrap it up.
This game will be the worst game to watch in the tournament. It is going to be so ugly. The under is such a lock. It's first 1 to 50 wins here. Like Iowa State can't score.
Will Iowa State even get to 50?
No, they won't. If they win, it's gonna have to be like 44-40. Like this game is gonna be so bad. And like LSU's got all of their stuff going on with their head coach. Iowa State literally cannot score. I mean, it is so ugly. I don't want to touch a side because I have no idea who's winning this game. this is by far the hardest game to choose who wins for me. So I'm going under. I love Dan's Iowa State team total under. Genius. Yeah, this game is the grossest game. It's going to be worse than the Texas Abilene Christian one where it was like what 50 to 55 or 53 55 or
53 52.
Yeah, it's going to be worse than that somehow.
At least that one was a thing of beauty though, because Abilene Christian, small school, winning, and I had them on the money line.
And everyone hates Texas, so double win.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no upset to root for here.
Yeah, whatever team walks out of this is getting slapped the very next game.
Maybe not.
They won't be able to score. Like they won't. I promise.
That's true, but
like they'll play good defense and they'll contain whatever team they play next, but they will not score.
I'll give you that.
All right. Well, speaking of the team they're going to play next, who will they play? They will play the winner of Wisconsin, the 3 seed, and the 14 seed Colgate.
VFC.
Game. I like that VFC. The game will be played Friday, March 18th at 8:50 on TBS, right after the LSU Iowa State game. Wisconsin finished the regular season 24-7. They were 15-5 in conference play. They won a share of the Big Ten regular season title with Illinois, but are receiving an at-large bid due to a loss to Michigan State in the Big Ten Conference Tournament quarterfinals. On the flip side, Colgate, the Raiders, finished the regular season 23-11, 16-2 in conference, winning the Patriot League's regular season and conference tournament. Line right now, Wisconsin minus 7.5 and an over-under of 139. Pace, what do you got for this game?
I am going to take Colgate. I'm going to take Colgate here, and VFC hates it. He hates it. They got 5 players that average 10 points per game or more. They also make 10 threes per game as well. That's tremendous here. Wisconsin, Johnny Davis, obviously he's going to play, but how healthy is he going to be for this game? You know, it's March Madness. He's going to give it his all, but he is banged up. I'm going to take Colgate here.
Okay, sounds good. DJ, what do you got for this game?
Yeah, I think Pace made a lot of great points. We talked about how good SDSU is at scoring from the 3-point line. Colgate is almost as good. They shoot 40.3% from the 3 this season, one of the best teams in the country. The Badgers with Johnny Davis are a legit team, and they are dangerous. The Badgers without Johnny Davis are gross. They are ugly. They're just lost. Like, it shows how important Johnny Davis is to this team. Like, he's probably like most valuable. He's up there with most valuable players in the tournament. I think he's still injured. I still think he's battling some stuff. I think they're going to kind of wean him back in. And I think this is going to be a close and struggle bus game for Wisconsin. And if Colgate is shooting well, Wisconsin might go down. Like, I hate to say it, but Colgate can stroke it. If they're hitting their threes, it is going to be a bad day to be a Badger. Sorry, VFC, but I told you Wisconsin's getting bounced by the second round. And I know Iowa State LSU isn't doing it, so I need Colgate to do it. Let's get it done. Colgate plus 7.5. Maybe sprinkle a little on the money line and hope the threes are going in.
All right, sounds good. For me personally, if you guys remember last year, Colgate gave Arkansas a scare in the first round. I mean, this is a solid Colgate team. I believe the returning people from last year's roster. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe that. On the flip side, like DJ said, Wisconsin with Johnny Davis, unbelievable. You know, Brad Davison, it's between him and Bohannon for who's the most hated player in college basketball between those two. But VFC, I know we're kind of pouring it on you. I'm sorry. I'm also taking Colgate plus 7.5, but I do think Wisconsin can win it. I just think Wisconsin's going to win it by a smaller margin than 7.5. So I'm going to take Colgate plus 7.5, but I do think Wisconsin will win. Dan, what do you got?
All right. Well, it's tough because the most important player from that Colgate team last year was Jordan Burns, and he is not on part of this year's team. So I don't know. I mean, I think that Wisconsin is going to have just enough to get the cover here. I think Colgate's going to push them for a good chunk of the game, but I think Wisconsin will close them out at the end and survive to what I think will be a much easier second-round game against either LSU or Iowa State. I just do not think that either of those teams can hang with the Badgers as long as they can get past the Raiders. So I think Wisconsin just does just enough here to get through this. It'll be nervous, but they'll get the cover.
All right, sounds good. Okay, VFC, shock the world here.
Look, so many people are going to be on Colgate in this game. They're such a popular dog. I just don't think they matched up the best with the Badgers. Look, Johnny Davis, yeah, he was a little banged up, but he got to have his bad game when he was hurt against Michigan State. He shot terrible. They barely lose that game. I don't know. I think that he gets his rest. He's back. Chucky Hepburn is peaking at the right time. Brad Davison is Brad Davison. He's going to do what he always does. Tyler Wall is a dog. The one thing that scares me about this Badgers team is I don't think they have any like offensive bigs, and that's going to scare me. Not in this first matchup, not in the second matchup, but maybe once they get to like a USC Auburn, that scares me a lot. But look, this game is in Milwaukee. So the place is just going to be riddled with Badgers fans. I mean, they go hard. They go so hard, and the Badgers are amazing at home. We saw that all year. Wisconsin's offense is just, I think they're going to shine in this game. I don't think Colgate's defense can hold them. I think they're going to cover. Obviously, I'm a little biased. The over here interests me, but I really just see them getting this one done and covering.
All righty. Sounds good. So we got two more games left in this Midwest division. We got USC, the 7 seed, taking on Miami, the 10 seed. That game being played Friday, March 18th at 2:10 on True TV. USC finishing the regular season 26-7. They were 14-6 in conference, which was given the 3rd seed. They have quality wins this year over San Diego State and UCLA. On the flip side, the Hurricanes of Miami finished the regular season 23-10. They were 14-6 in conference, which gave them the 4 seed in the conference tournament. They have quality wins this year over Duke and North Carolina. Line right now is USC -1.5 and an over-under of 139. DJ, what do you got for this game?
This is a bad matchup for Miami. Really bad. Miami runs about 4 guards in their starting lineup, and USC has 4 of their 5 starters at least 6'9". USC cleans up the glass, and Miami can't rebound because they got all guards. It doesn't matter if Miami can outrun them. They will not get any rebounds. They will get destroyed on the glass. This is going to be terrible. USC is going to stomp them. It is going to get ugly quick. USC, one of the easiest picks of this first round.
All right, sounds good. VFC, what do you got?
I think Miami is a really old, experienced team. I think they can put up a lot of points, and I think USC might have some problems defending this team. But I just thought the ACC was pretty bad this year, and I can't pick Miami here. USC's experience as well. I'm a big fan of them here, and I think they could possibly make a little run if they can get past Miami. So we'll see. But yeah, I like USC here.
Okay, sounds good. Pace, what do you got?
Miami had a weird year. Obviously, the buzzer beater against Boston College in the conference tournament, but then they beat like Duke, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. All those are strong tournament teams. So, but I don't know. I just don't trust them as much as one would think. 4 guards, like DJ said. I'm going to take USC here. I actually like the over as well.
All right, sounds good. For me personally, DJ took the main points I was going to say. Miami, very, very small starting lineup. USC, a lot more length. I do like Isaiah Mobley's brother, Evan Mobley, who is starting at center for them. So I think he's going to be really, really solid as well. So I'm going to go USC as well. I'm going to take them -1.5. And Dan, wrap it up.
I mean, is Miami really going to be that scared of USC when they've already gone up against Duke twice? And yeah, Miami can't rebound, but when you make your shots, there are no rebounds. And USC is limping into this tournament. They've gone 3-7 ATS in their past 10 in a weak Pac-12. No, I think the wrong team's favored here. I think Miami wins this.
Okay. Going against the grain. I like it. All right. Sounds good. And to wrap up this conference, we got the 2-15 match between the 2nd seed Auburn Tigers taking on the 15 seed Jacksonville State Gamecocks. That game will be played Friday, March 18th at 11:40 on True TV. Auburn Tigers finished the regular season 27-5. They were 15-3 in conference play, winning the regular season title for the SEC. They were given an at-large bid due to a loss to Texas A&M in the SEC quarterfinals. They also have really quality wins this year over UConn, Murray State, and Kentucky. Jacksonville State, interesting team on the other hand. They finished the regular season 21-10. They were 13-3 in the conference. They won the Atlantic Sun regular season. However, they lost in the A-Sun semifinals, but Jacksonville, the team that beat them, lost to Bellarmine, and Bellarmine is not eligible for the NCAA tournament because they are a Division II team, and the NCAA has like a kind of, I think it's a growth rule where they got to grow into their position at the NCAA. So they have 4 years. They were no longer eligible for the NCAA tournament, and thus Jacksonville State winning the A-Sun got the automatic bid. The line right now, Auburn minus 15.5 and an over-under of 139. So for me personally, this is the best Auburn team I've seen in a long time. I mean, they got 2 Wooden Award semifinalists in forwards Walker Kessler and Jabari Smith. They're just really, really solid all around. And I think Jacksonville State kind of knows they don't belong in this. They know Bellarmine should have won it. So I really like Auburn minus 15.5 here. I think they covered that fairly handily. VFC, what do you got?
Yeah, I think Auburn is primed to get upset at some point in this tournament. They're not a team that plays well on the road and just against good teams in general, but I just obviously don't think it's against a team that doesn't even deserve to be here. I think they're going to kill Jacksonville State. They're going to roll them. Yeah, give me Auburn.
All right, sounds good. Dan, what do you got for this game?
And I follow the A-Sun almost as closely as I follow the Big Sky. And Jacksonville State basically has one chance here, and that's if they can hit their three-pointers, because they are a really good three-point shooting team. And the problem is that when they came up against Jacksonville, they ended up shooting 6 for 27 from behind the arc, and there's your game. They don't play fast enough to get a lot of opportunities. So this team shoots 40%. They might get some opportunities to keep this close with how fast Auburn plays, but I don't think this is going to work. I think the Tigers are going to play good defense on the three-point line, and yeah, I think Jacksonville State gets blown out here.
Okay, sounds good. DJ, what do you got for this game?
They say when you have a near life or near death experience, you change your perspective on life. And that is what's happened to Jacksonville State. They did not think they were going to be in the tournament. All of a sudden, whoop, they're in the tournament. So their perspective has changed completely. They are now filled with hope, and they're playing with house money. Like, they shouldn't have been at the tournament. So they're going to play carefree, and I think they're just going to shoot. And as Dan mentioned, they can shoot the three. And on the flip side, no one's talking about how rough Auburn was away from home at covering the spread. I mean, at home, 13-3. That's amazing. But on the road, 7-9. They just didn't play well on the road. Whereas Jacksonville State, 11-5 on the road, 5-1 as underdogs on the road. Yeah, I think Jacksonville State scares them a little bit here. A 2 seed has to get scared, and I think Auburn's going to be the one here. As VFC mentioned, he thinks Auburn will get upset at some point. I don't think Jacksonville State pulls off the upset, but I think they shoot the 3, and I think, like I said, they're just playing to play at this point. They don't even deserve to be here, so they're just going to play to have fun. And I think the 3s go in because of that, and it's going to be 10-point game, which covers 15.5 every time, and it's going to scare Auburn a little bit, maybe wake them up.
All right, sounds good. And Pace, wrap it up.
I'm gonna take Jack State first half. I think they can. I think they can come out, hit some threes, like everybody said. What, they're the 5th best team in the nation at shooting threes, or what, 39% or something like that. Yeah, there you go. And I think they can come out, knock down some threes. Auburn maybe get shook a little bit. I know it's Auburn, but DJ mentioned the stats about how they haven't been real good on the road or neutral sites, things like that. So I think Jack State can come out, knock down some threes, keep this close into halftime. Auburn probably takes it away late, but Jack State hangs down the first half. That's my play.
Jacksonville State's the 2nd best behind the line behind South Dakota State.
Yeah, they're They shoot 39.9%. So percentage wise, yeah, they're the second best behind the arc.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's
All right.
That's if covers.com is accurate.
Sure. All right, fellas, Midwest region. Who do you got moving on to the Final Four? I will start with Pace. Who do you got?
I mean, it's got to be Kansas. I think they have the easiest route here. I know I hate Auburn, but for some reason in this bracket, I have them going all the way to the Elite Eight, and I hate it so much. I just couldn't put Colgate over Auburn in the Sweet 16. So it's got to be Kansas, right? I mean, that seems like it's a chalk play. It's a sucky play because I hate Kansas so much, but I just don't know who else other than Auburn's trash. They ain't going to get it done. I think it's got to be Kansas.
All right, sounds good. I hate to say it too, Pace, but I agree with you. I think as much as I want to say Iowa, I just think Kansas. I think McCormick matches up a lot better than with Keegan Murray than a lot of people will think. I don't think there's anybody on Iowa that can guard a Baji, and I just think Kansas will have a much easier. What's that look for, DJ?
No one on Iowa can guard a Baji. I feel like Keegan, one of the Murray brothers, or I don't know, someone on Iowa can at least contain him. Iowa's more athletic now than they've ever been. You can't say
Baji's a guard, so
it doesn't matter. Go play big. I promise they can guard him.
Nonetheless, I just think that Kansas, like Pace said, has an easier route to the Final Four than a lot of teams do. I think if they can get past Iowa, I think they'll have no problem in the Elite Eight with whoever they face. So I also like Kansas to go to the Final Four. VFC, who do you got?
I hate this region so much. Like, I feel like whoever comes out of this region is probably just gonna get smacked up. But I'm gonna go with Iowa. I think they're the hottest team in college basketball right now. I feel like they might not match up the best against Kansas, but they're too hot to deny right now. I'd give them the edge over Wisconsin in the Elite Eight. I'd give them the edge over Auburn. I'd give them the edge over USC. I really don't think it matters. This region is just it's gross. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Iowa. If they get there, gotta remember these games are in Chicago. So many people, like the Elite Eight games, the Sweet 16 games, whichever one it is, they're in Chicago. So many Iowa fans around there. I'm giving it to Iowa.
VFC, who's your squad? Who's your college basketball squad?
Oh, Wisconsin.
Okay. All
right. DJ, who do you have representing the Midwest in the Final Four?
I'm a little upset, but also very honored at VFC because I thought it was going to be wild. But there's clear cut, just one team. There's only one team. It's Iowa. Like, it's ridiculous how athletic this team is. It's the most athletic Iowa team we've ever seen. And these guys can shoot. And not only can they shoot, they're shooting with confidence. They're shooting. This team is deadly. The 3-point, if you were making your threes, you can literally beat anybody. And Iowa is making their threes. They're athletic. They play good. I mean, this Iowa team is dangerous. They will either lose to Richmond or they will go on a tear. And as VFC alluded to, they're going on a tear. Iowa's making their first Final Four. The games in Chicago are going to be insane. Chicago's mini Iowa City. Like, half the people from Iowa City live in Chicago or grew up in Chicago. It's going to be nutty. They're going to be sold out of Busch Light. It's going to be ridiculous. Iowa all the way. It's the Hawks. It's the beef. It's the corn. It's everything. It's the gold and the black. Write it up.
I love it, DJ. But first Final Four in our lifetime. They've made the Final Four before.
Yeah, Kyle, I didn't watch those old days. I don't have old time. I
don't
have time to watch old film.
I respect that. I was just saying, like, in our lifetime. I respect that.
Appreciate it.
All right. Dan, wrap it up.
I mean, I hope my wife's not listening right now because I got to go with Kansas. I mean, I think Kansas and Iowa are the two best teams in the region. And I'm very worried that Bill Self is going to accidentally leave David McCormick at the hotel and Iowa will dominate the paint because for some reason, as I said earlier, he just seems to forget that McCormick is on the roster. But as long as McCormick is on the floor, I think Kansas is going to have just a little bit too much for Iowa. And if they get past that game, they're going to make it to New Orleans.
Sure. All right. Sounds good. Well, that'll do it for our coverage of the Midwest region of the bracket. Be sure to follow our YouTube page at Kota Sports Gambling Network. And we have 3 more videos of all the other 3 corners of the bracket. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Kota Cappers. Good luck with your brackets, and we will see you next time.
Go Hawks.
Peace. Go Hawks.
Ooh.
Thank you.